Talmor, Sheshin Morachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Chances are you know fitness icon Monica Brant, or at least know where to see her. She's been on the cover of over 100 international fitness magazines. Her competition days go back to the early 90s. She won the 1998 Ms. Fitness Olympia, blazed the way for 15 years before retiring from figure competitions in 2013. And when Monica was a guest, we talked about the shows that she was binge watching, specifically Tiger King, seeing George Strait and Pink in concert. Aliens came up, so did coping with the pandemic. Growing up Christian. She puts a positive spin on sheet foods. We talked about bad calories, what you should be looking for in a personal trainer, in person or online. And stop me if you've heard this before. Monica talked about Star Wars versus Star Trek and shared a pretty funny story about her brother as well.
Well, let's see. I have fond memories of, my brother is 2 years older than I am, and we're super close growing up, and we lived in the country, so, we did a lot together. Yeah. And he was a huge Star Trek fan. However, my family got all mixed up, and he would end up with all the Star Wars stuff all over the years. So I have lots of memories of all the Star Wars stuff, and then my brother always going, I like Star Trek, and my family could never figure out which one was which. So he ended up with all this Star Wars stuff over the years. So, I've watched a lot of it. I like it. It's just kind of, comical, some of it. Yeah. And I think, probably my brother would like it if I said Star Trek, so we'll go with that.
Star Trek, yeah.
Stop Me If You've Heard This Before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by FKP MMA, Vancouver's #1 training destination at fkpmma.com.
GZM Shows and the creators of 6 Minutes are rolling out their newest audio adventure with the podcast Discovering Dad. A cautious single dad with a secret past and his rebellious kids embark on a thrilling quest complete with hidden treasure, villains, and a family curse. New episodes of Discovering Dad roll out weekly starting June 11th on Apple Podcasts. Follow the show so you never miss an episode, or listen early and ad-free as a GZM Show subscriber. Go to gzmshows.com to learn more.
Hey there, it's Rachel Ballinger, and I am extremely excited to invite you to Rachel Uncensored. It's my podcast where I sit down and get real with my friends and celebrity guests, where we talk about all sorts of topics, and sometimes we might be under the influence when we do so. We cover things from personal stories to hot-button issues. And it's the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me. It's a side of me that you might not have seen before because it's not the most family or brand friendly. But don't worry, I'm still sort of slightly a decent human being. If you're intrigued, then make sure you check it out. New episodes drop every Wednesday. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the fun and candid conversations we have here on Rachel Uncensored.